What you're about to see in this video may create a series of debates in the comments affirming or denying the veracity of the cases I'm about to show you. Although these are cases that have been talked about in the media, people doubt them. Stay and find out why. Case number 1. On the 31st of January 1978, Flight 502 of the extinct company Aviaco, piloted by Carlos Garcia Bermudez, flew the firmament to cover the Valencia-Bilbao route. When he was near Bilbao Airport in the town of Sondica, the commander could see a cluster of clouds, opaque and thick, floating 1 kilometer high. Given the weather conditions, Garcia Bermudez was notified by the control tower to modify the flight plan and go to Santander Airport, about 100 kilometers away. When the commander modified the trajectory of the aircraft and climbed to an altitude of 10 kilometers following instructions, something inexplicable happened. The passengers and crew on board witnessed a gigantic lenticular cloud which formed from nothing, so resplendent that the pilots in the cockpit had to use their sunglasses to try to maintain some kind of visibility. They inevitably entered the cloud formation as they moved about 35 kilometers away from Bilbao Airport, and suddenly the electronic instrumentation began to fail. The ground communication was instantly lost, the compasses began to rotate indefinitely, and both the steering panel and the artificial horizon issued alerts indicating that the plane was flying in the opposite direction to the route traced. Until they finished crossing the cloud and everything returned to an apparent normality, 7 minutes of complete anguish and uncertainty passed, even for Captain Garcia Bermudez, who had more than 11,000 hours of flight to his credit. The communication with the control tower was re-established and the instruments showed again normal parameters, with the exception of the record of miles traveled. To the pilot's surprise, the instrument did not record any progress during the period in which the plane remained inside the cloud, as if it had been suspended at the same point for 7 minutes. Flight 502 finally landed at Santander Airport without any inconvenience, and once on the ground, the commander officially reported the incident during the flight. Airport authorities and crew were stunned when they noticed that the control tower had lost contact with the plane for 24 minutes and not 7 as recorded by the clocks in flight. All the people aboard Flight 502 had inexplicably lost a fragment of time. Case number 2. Melbourne, that strange aircraft is again suspended above me. It's suspended. It's not an aircraft, I repeat, it's not an aircraft. And then silence. These were the last words of Frederick Valentish on the 21st of October 1978, when he was flying his Cessna 182L between the towns of Moorabbin and Kings Island in southern Australia. Those were also the last words Steve Roby, air traffic controller, heard from Valentish, whom he had been following for some time from his base. This news spread like wildfire, and the Australian press already began to talk about strange UFO sightings, fueling the controversy over these strange flying devices. It was one of the most influential UFO events of the late 1970s and had great media coverage around the world. A ufologist called Gene Sider acknowledged that Valentish was a great fan of ufology, and that, in the words of his father, the young man claimed to have seen them on different occasions but could neither confirm nor deny that the object he found was a UFO. It was even said that the plane could have flown upside down and seen some flash or reflection from the refraction of the sun at sea, but the father himself said it was impossible, that his son was a real aviation professional and he would have realized what he was seeing. But they contrasted directly with testimonies from other people who assured that he was a novice at the controls of an airplane and had nothing more than 150 hours of flight and a year of permission to fly. But he did not have permission to fly at night, and even less with adverse weather conditions. But you tell me, what do you think he saw?